Bible to give you a solution. But right now, today, that time is up. There's no more giving you lies. You're not African. You're not black. You're not Jamaican. You are from the 12 tribes of Israel. And it's high time you wake out of sleep. Christianity is a damn show. Christianity is a curse to our people.
This is reality. That's right. This is reality. We're going to show you why. You have destroyed yourself. So we're supposed to give a warning. We're not judging you, we're warning you.
What have we seen any change? Have we seen anything that has changed our people? Changed our neighborhood?
In offices, what kind of clothing?
I dress like that every day that I'm not working or training.
Now listen to this. Read that.
1 John chapter 2 and verse 4. Read up. He that said, I know him.
So now you, once again, you're saying that you know Christ.
And keeping not his commandments is a liar.
Read that again.
He that said, I know him, and keeping not his commandments is a liar.
Because what we show in the system is to keep God's commandments. You know what I'm saying? Read.
He that said, I know him,
and he that said, I know God, I know Christ. Read.
And keeping not his commandments,
and keep not his commandments, read,
is a liar.
It's a liar. You're supposed to keep God's law.
Right.
Now let me show you what is that? Yeah, you find it. Find it. Yeah, the next one.
Romans chapter 7 verse 14.
Right.
For we know that the law is spiritual.
Once again, he's showing you that God's law is spiritual.
I know this.
But here's the thing.
But I don't understand. I don't know. I'm not keeping the law. I don't have experience making. You're assuming. You're missing the mark.
Okay, so
there's a flexibility here that is not being developed. You're going over. You're missing.
Okay, so explain to me. So explain to me.
So I mean, to preach that word to me that I already know, to assume that I'm not speaking the law, to understand that I don't understand. Because I hear you caught me on one day that I'm enhanced. Because the line of work that I do and what I do today. Okay. When 99% of the time I'm in a dress or I'm in whatever I'm in, outside of it, it doesn't say that I'm not understanding what I know. But also you're derailing the whole focus point where my husband, again, is the most important matter right now because he's in a very he's in a critical state of mind right now, and it's very important that he gets the truth. It has nothing to do with whether or not I played my part because I did. It's because where he is today is because I played my part.
20 minutes later.
The watering, one does the planting, one does the watering, one does the reaping.
Okay, all right.
So
now I'm gonna.
So there's another part to this.
But now here's the thing. It's always a part for the woman, especially the wife. The wife is always the main part. Now you say, I've been doing mine, but what about him? Let's see what the Most High say. If it's always mine, I'm always on it. Just say, you always gotta make sure your mind is right before you go to your husband. That's what we focus on, because believe it or not, your husband's not here to speak. Your husband's not here for as far as interact with him. You're here.
I'm trying to get this meeting set up for you to be here.
That's no problem. That's what we said. There is a number.
So the flexibility again is not you willing for me to need to come to him, but he has to come to you.
Correct.
So this is a one-sided thing.
This is not a one-sided thing. It's a way that God says freedom.
God be into the nations.
Here it is. Here it is because so you're in a situation where you believe in your husband. He's just in a whole bunch of different philosophies and doctrines.
He didn't know the things like that. He's just now coming into the knowledge of the last.
How long has it been? A few years, you said?
2 years.
Okay. 2 Corinthians 6:17. Read that.
2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 17. Read up. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, says the Lord.
Read on.
And touch not the unclean thing.
Read.
And I will receive you. And I will be a father unto you, and you shall be my sons and daughters, says the Lord Almighty.
Verse 14.
Verse 14. But be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
So that might be your situation. If you're in a situation where you are on the verge of like you want to go this way, You want to keep the commandments. They teach it, thus saith the Lord. And then you with a husband that he's just all over the place. Well, God's telling you, be ye not unto yoke with. Okay. Well, if he's seeking truth, he will congregate. I don't know, have y'all congregated?
Congregate.
Where?
I'm telling you, there's nobody up to the state to take the thunder. Nobody meets the need.
No, it's where y'all congregate. Your camp is at.
Hello, church. Yeah, Durham.
It's a church.
Yes.
On Sunday church.
Yes.
Y'all not congregating. Right. Why God tell you keep the first day of the week holy?
After Jesus had died on the cross.
This is where the problem is. So now we got to the bottom.
All you have to do,
Go ahead.
the revelation of the Bible will tell us it's to choose one day. Okay? It could be Saturday, sure. But if it's Sunday, he honors it as well because he put him first. It could be Monday. It could be Tuesday. Realistically, the God he wants 7 days a week is what he wants. And he's telling you to
2 hours later.
choose one. And then back in the days of the biblical times in the Old Testament, they did Sabbath because they were Jewish. So of course it makes sense because you keep the Sabbath day holy because it's the Sabbath.
Don't you just refer to them as Jewish? That's your ancestors. That's why you refer to them as third person.
Because I teach everybody that.
Well, we know who we are. Let's be plain. Your ancestors kept the Sabbath day.
That's right.
I speak the way of any nationality that I am. I'm also Irish. I'm also
Yeah, sister. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now why you got problems with your husband. Both y'all all over the place.
I'm not all over the place. I just know who I am.
No, you just told me he was Irish and this and that. That ain't
My
no.
son,
Your father is what?
my father can't make me without my mother.
No, I know that. I'm asking what's your nationality of father?
He's Hispanic and he's from Ethiopia.
Okay, so his father stuff teaches it from the Caribbeans or his
His father from Costa Rica.
Okay.
And his mother from Ethiopia.
So here's another conscious question like we were talking about earlier with the paints. If I take an apple seed from down here in Florida, I take an apple seed way up to Canada, and I plant it in Canada, would that seed then pop out an orange tree? What's it gonna pop out? No, I'm asking you common sense questions.
I'm not going to deny my bloodline.
No, I'm not asking you to do that. I'm trying to get you to realize it. If I take that apple seed and plant it in Canada, it's gonna grow up for what?
An apple, probably a Canadian apple.
Okay, it's still apple, right?
Canadian.
Do you, a woman, do you carry seed or the egg? So the man carries the seed, correct? Wherever he plants that seed, it's gonna grow up for what? Whatever the man was, right? So from your father is declared your lineage,
Right.
not your mother. So you're not all of this, that, and the other. You might have those things in
Her
those.
parents planted in her. I'm still part of their bloodline.
Yeah, you might have that, but it goes by your father. You got all that in you. But the true essence of you descends from your father.
Right.
Read that Numbers 1 and 18.
Numbers chapter 1 verse 18.
I'm gonna show you.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees.
Their lineage. They declared, this is who I am. I'm this, I'm that. I'm from here, I'm from there. Their lineage by what?
After their families, by the house of their fathers.
Their mothers?
By the house of their fathers.
My father is from the tribe of Judah, right? Okay, Judah, write it down. My father's from the tribe of Levi. My ancestors Aaron and Eleazar. Okay, write it down. Tribe of Levi. So the same thing with you today. Where your father descends from is who you are to this day. You might have got all that other stuff put in there, but at your essence, you are who your father is.
Right.
You said your father's from the Caribbean, Costa Rica, in that area. Costa Rica is where?
Central America, Zebulon.
Central America, Zebulon, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is who you would be according to God.
Right.
Zebulon. Yeah, you got all that other stuff put in you. Your essence. You go back to the man that was named Zebulon.
That's right.
That's who you are. That's what you have to realize first. And your ancestor Zebulon, who came from his father Israel, he kept the Sabbath day. Give me that in Exodus 31. It'll show you about the Sabbath day. Because I've heard that a lot after Christ. Pick whatever. It's not according to knowledge. Let's read.
Exodus chapter 31, verse 16. Wherefore the children of Israel,
The children of this man named Israel, where you are, Zebulon, you fall in there, should do what?
shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations.
Out their generations. As long as the children of Israel are still generating, having generations of kids, God said before we got here, keep the Sabbath day. Not the first day. And now give me Matthew 5:17. Because you might think that, okay, Christ did this, so now we do this. Show you what Christ said about that same Sabbath day.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I have come to destroy the law.
Christ said, don't think I came to destroy the laws that was given to your ancestors. Read on.
Or the prophets.
Or anything that Isaiah and them wrote. Read on.
I am not come to destroy.
Twice he said I didn't come to destroy that law. Read on.
But to fulfill.
What was written of him. Now read verse 18.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass.
I can look up into the heavens. I'm standing on the earth that God made in the beginning. It's still here from way back when. You know,
one jot or one tittle,
not one comma or one period,
shall in no wise pass from the law.
pass from what?
Pass from the law.
So that day of Sabbath day, that law that was given to the children of Israel to keep in their generations, Christ said that will never change.
Right. That's right.
Now I know we've coming out of a state of confusion, we've been oppressed, and everything that we are learning, whether we like to acknowledge it or not, it has been fed to us by the same people that oppressed us.
Right.
That's the truth of it. Hell, you know, we can Google whatever we want, but I guarantee you there ain't a black man that created Google and runs the search engines.
Right.
That's our oppressors. So we have to pick out of that what is truth and what is not. Even they run that. So it's coming out of that lower state of not knowing who we are, being told we can choose whatever. They also gave us religion, and with that religion, they said, choose whatever you want to make you happy.
Man didn't tell me this.
But God said, keep the Sabbath.
He didn't tell me this information that I'm speaking.
He didn't tell you what? Because you just told me the first day you could choose whatever. Christ just said, that's not true.
In the scripture, if we compare Revelations to Genesis, they go together because they work together. The scriptures combine one another to
Right.
the interpretation.
Right?
Well, the Lord will honor you. It's like you're saying that the Lord don't honor what I serve or when I am honoring him on that day to make it holy. That's not so.
Now here, what you
He
saying.
does honor it.
Now, where is that at in the Bible? Because you said it. You said Genesis to Revelation. It all connects together. So what you just said about he honors whenever, you have to show me from Genesis to
Read
Revelation.
the 7 churches in Revelation.
Right? Thyatira, all that. What about it? Where does it mention Sabbath day can change?
Where does it not say that the Sabbath day can change?
Now look, we just read where in Exodus he said this shall be forever.
That's Exodus. Read Revelation and read Genesis.
How long is forever? Would that include Revelations?
Again, why
Would forever include the book of Revelation?
Yeah.
So how can it change then?
it didn't say it changed.
You just said it did.
Stop it. Get some help.
I said you have to read Revelation.
You just told me-
Read Genesis. That's the same thing about
Now, we do this all the time. You just told me they did that in the Jewish days. They celebrate because it was the Sabbath day was Jewish. So you are saying to me it changed. I can do whatever I want to.
What I'm saying is you can keep the Sabbath day Sabbath if you want. But don't tell me that I can't choose another day of the week because it won't be honored, because it will be honored.
Now, question for you. Where does it say that in Genesis and Revelation that you can choose whatever day and it be honored?
If you would read in the churches where it states of the 7 churches in Revelation, go back to Genesis and then read from chapter 3 to chapter 14.
Genesis 3.
Between 3 and 14. Read the comparisons of the verses. Because the Lord is not saying that he will not honor you worshiping on a Sunday. He never said that. He never said anything about that. There's nowhere in there that will tell you.
Now, guess what I'm going to ask you?
Dishonor you.
Now, guess what I'm going to ask you again? Where is it at? Malachi 3:6. Because you keep saying it, but you ain't told me where. You just speaking it. We gonna give you scripture.
Revelation, the 7 churches. at the beginning on time. Chapter 3:14. And compare the verses in
Now I'm gonna compare a verse and I want you to tell me where to be. Malachi 3:6.
Malachi chapter 3 verse 6. For I am the Lord, I change not.
God said he don't what?
I am the Lord, I change not.
Listen, because we comparing the whole Bible. We can't pick two. God said, I'm what?
I change not.
So
I never said he changed it. What are you talking about? When did I say he changed? I never used the word change.
who gave us the Sabbath day?
The Lord picked the Sabbath day as an example for us to use.
Read it again.
For I am the Lord, I change not.
If he don't change, why would he change his Sabbath day?
Okay, we all know Jesus spoke in parables. We all know that.
That ain't no parable. That's not a parable, sister.
He used examples.
He ain't talking about no trees and nothing. He said, I don't damn change.
I didn't say he. I don't think I said one time and roll your little thingy back that I said the word change.
You don't have to say it.
I do have to
If
say
the
it
Bible
because
says
that's
that
not
the
what I'm saying.
Sabbath day is the seventh day, and then you say now it changed.
No, I didn't.
You saying now I can do what I want to. In between that, you're saying it
I never said
changed.
that word. I never said, do not twist words. I never said he changed. I said he honors other days besides the Sabbath.
Give me that
Saturday.
Sirach. Holy days, one day above
I
another.
never said that.
Now, and still then, you said read the seven churches. It has nothing to do with the Sabbath day. And Genesis 3 to Genesis 14 don't talk about that. Genesis chapter 2 is talking about the Sabbath day.
Right.
That's fine. We can talk about the Sabbath day, but it doesn't make the Saturday the only day.
Are you a follower of Christ?
Yes, I am.
Why wouldn't you do what he do?
I do what he do,
He
but
kept
he
the
still
Sabbath day.
honors. He still honors.
You show that.
I am showing it.
Where my Bible? Give my Bible. Read that.
Sirach chapter 33 and verse 8.
No, give me a Bible.
By the knowledge of the Lord,
Who? The who?
by the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished, and he altered season and feast. Some of them hath he made high
It
days,
says God, some of them he made high holy days. Read on.
and hallowed them,
Made them holy. Read.
and some of them hath he made ordinary days.
God made ordinary days. Right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Ordinary days. But when it comes to the seventh day of the week, he made that a high holy day.
Right.
He said, he sat back in his throne and said, I change not. So how does it his daughter come and stand before prophets and say, he accepts whatever day I say? But God said, the man who created you, I don't change. That's bold as hell, sister,
I
to say
didn't
that.
say that. What did I say?
Okay,
I
you
said
didn't say
he will
change.
honor.
You implied. Let's put that. You implied
Speak very
that it's not the
plain
same
what I say.
anymore.
I'm very plain what I say. I don't speak in riddles. I'm very strict, direct.
You implied that the Sabbath day is whenever.
No, I said the Sabbath day is a holy day, but it's not the only day you can keep holy.
Show me that.
You can keep 7 days of the week holy. Your whole life is
Give me
life is a lifestyle of holiness. So you can't turn it on and off like
I'll
a
show
light
you.
switch.
Now, I'm gonna help you out. I'll show you why you can't keep every day holy. Why God gave you certain days to keep holy. You can worship Him any day you want to in the
He says
Spirit.
to be ye holy as I am holy.
Right.
God does not turn off. He's a 24/7 hour
Exactly
God.
right.
So there is
You
no
can
such
worship
thing.
Him. You can worship Him whenever.
You can be holy.
But you can't keep
24/7.
every day holy. Here's your answer.
Nehemiah chapter 10 and verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals
People of the land, anybody around you, bring anything, victuals, read on.
on the Sabbath day,
On the what?
on the Sabbath day to sell,
The Sabbath day is supposed to be kept what? What is it, brother? It's supposed to be kept holy.
Did I not say that it wasn't?
Now listen to this. You want to keep every day holy, right? This is what you can't do on a holy day.
and if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy.
Hold on. If you're going to keep every single day holy, sister, God says you cannot buy on a holy day. You would never eat again. Every day's not holy to God.
Right.
The days that He ordained, the Sabbath day, Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, Feast of Tabernacles, those are holy days to God that He set up. And He said, I ain't changing.
Clear it out.
I still say you can live holy every day.
You can.
Okay.
You can live holy, but every day is not holy because there's certain stipulations on
But
how the
every
day is kept holy.
You can choose a day to be holy.
No,
to
you got
worship.
you got to be holy every day. You can worship Him whenever. I'm saying you can worship Him whenever.
Right.
But God said on this day, you better do what I said to do. I don't give a damn what you think. Bring it out, because He said I
So
changed
when you
not.
put it that way, what does that mean? I'm an abomination?
No, I didn't say that. It means you need to repent.
Right.
You need to learn the correct way. In your marriage, this is why there's a lot of confusion, because from what you're telling me, it sounds a lot like doctrine. I can choose whatever day I want. I mix with this, I mix with that. To me, that studies the Bible. Don't have no religion. I know my nationality. I follow the laws of God.
Right.
Those are signs of Christian doctrine,
Right.
and it's being mixed with the truth.
Right.
Therefore, you have confusion.
Right.
So you have to go back to the foundation and relearn all over, because what you've been taught ain't according to knowledge.
Right.
And that may be why your husband is so all over the place, is because of what y'all have is Christian doctrine trying to mix it with the Bible,
Right.
trying
I
to
don't
fit it
disagree
in,
with that.
trying to fit it in.
I
So
don't disagree with
Hebrews
that.
5 and 12. Hebrews 5 and 12.
Bring it
No,
out.
I don't disagree with that. That's where I'm at now. I'm trying to get it back to.
And I'm glad you came up to it, because it's what we're here to give our people the sense
Right.
of the Bible, because God's dealing with us in a certain way. We ain't saying that we Moses, we ain't Ezekiel, we ain't saying all that. We know that God's dealing with us a certain way, and the questions that you have, the thoughts and all of that, we've been through it ourselves. And the same question you had, we had to answer myself. And then when the Bible was brought out, we had to acknowledge, damn, I was wrong. What they taught me ain't right. Let me forget all of that and do this. Read that.
Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 12. For the time you ought to be teachers.
Before I had enough knowledge and courage to come up here and stand boldly before my people and teach, I had to do this.
Ye have need that one teach you again.
I had to humble myself of what I thought I knew, and I had to learn from people that came before me. Because God is dealing with them in a certain way. Just like before God set up Joshua, He set up who? Moses.
Right.
And before Joshua, then it was, after Joshua, it was then the judges.
Right.
And then you had, after the judges, it was Samuel. And then after that, you had Isaiah. Before Isaiah came, you had all kind of other prophets before him. But then came Jeremiah. And then after that, then came Ezekiel. They learned from the people that came before them, because God gives each man a certain level of wisdom. But who has all wisdom? Christ.
Right.
So right now, we do whatever it says. Okay, it says, woman should not wear that which pertains to a man. The definition of pertain means belong. What belongs to man that don't belong to women? That's pants. I wear those. Okay, can't wear those no more. God said I shouldn't put on what belongs to a woman. Let's talk about a dress. Let's talk about lipstick. Okay, understand that. God said keep the Sabbath day holy. Okay, I look at a calendar. The calendar even says that Sunday is the first day of the week.
Right.
I read that Christ kept the Sabbath day holy.
Right.
I'm Christ-like. Let me do what He does.
Right.
And not let another man say, choose whatever day you want and you can worship Him in spirit whatever you want to.
Bring it out.
What did Christ say?
Right.
Christ said, keep the Sabbath day. Because I kept it. So I'm going to do what Christ says.
Right.
So that's where your foundation of your marital problems, you got to get to the foundation of finding out who you are. Not mixed with a whole lot of people. No, it starts at who you are.
No, I met him like this.
Huh?
I had nothing to do with that.
You what?
I met him like this. I had nothing to do with that.
Well, no. Your problems start at the foundation of who you are. I
know,
guarantee
but
you
I'm
that
saying-
he don't know that he's an Israelite.
Right.
He's questioning it. He
questioning-
knows something. He just needs solid. He needs the solid truth
Now,
to put it
the
together.
scripture that they brought out earlier about you being subjection to your husband, if he's confused, guess who can lead him to the right way.
Again, I have brought him this far. Now what he wants to know is
No.
there's somebody else besides me
No,
saying,
not that. I'm saying, sister, God never gave his daughters, the Israelites, a dress code to wear pants.
okay, yeah, we already been through this.
Yeah, so you gotta change that. And then what the hell you wearing dresses for all the
Okay,
time?
today you see me in the pants. I don't usually wear pants.
You should never wear pants.
It doesn't even
No.
matter.
You should never wear pants.
Right.
Okay,
You shouldn't usually. Look, what if I stood before Christ and said, I usually don't sin, but you caught me this time? Kill him. Kill that dude. You should never be wearing pants. Right? Never. Let your light shine at all times, and that way I'll never be confused.
My light shines from the inside. It has nothing to do with my dress code.
Read Matthew 5:16.
The light is on the inside of you. It's a spirit. It has nothing to do with physical.
Can people see your heartbeat?
People meet me by the spirit.
No, I didn't ask you that. If people see your heartbeat, that's on the inside of you. So how can people see the spirit that's inside of you?
You got the spirit by the spirit.
This is how they know you got the spirit on
I'm
you.
next to
Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. Let your light so shine before men.
Now the question is, what is the light?
My light does shine.
What is it?
The God inside of me shines.
That's not the light.
God
Proverbs.
is the light.
I'm going to show you.
Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23.
You gotta humble yourself, so you gotta humble yourself.
Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp.
Your demeanor does not show that of a humble Israelite woman. Go ahead.
For the commandment is a lamp.
Here we go.
And the law.
Stop, because you can't listen and talk at the same time. You ready? Here we go.
For the commandment is a lamp.
The what?
For the commandment is a lamp. And the law is light.
Hold on, what's the light?
And the law is light.
What is the light?
And the law is light. That's right.
Go back to Matthew 5:16. What's the
God
light?
doesn't take.
What's the light?
God is God.
What is the light?
Are you trying to tell me that God would grace the law?
No. I'm asking you a question. What is the light?
I don't know what your definition of the light is.
Read it.
Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp. And the law is light.
God said the law is what?
Is light.
God is light.
Now we're going to go back to
God inside of us should be the light.
And here it is, right here.
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 16. Let your light.
Hold on, what?
Let your light.
God said in Proverbs, because remember you said scriptures connect to each other. You got to read from Genesis to Revelation.
I'm not
What
saying
is God
that is not.
saying the light is in Proverbs?
The law.
Read it again.
Matthew chapter 5 verse 16. Let your light
Let the law
so shine before men.
before who?
Before men.
God saying when men see you, they should see the law shining from you.
Right.
And the
That's right.
law is keep the Sabbath day holy.
Right.
Women put on a dress.
Right.
Women put on a dress. Women humble yourself. That is the light, the law that God says that should be shining when men see you.
But it
That's
doesn't
right.
just stop there. It's
That's
more
right.
than a dress. It's
You-
more than
And listen, it is more than that. But you gotta start somewhere.
That's right.
You gotta start somewhere. Start with the basics, which is just
But that never
Bound to
stopped me
dress.
before from the light shining.
Huh?
It's never stopped me before.
I don't know what you call your light shining, but I know what Jesus just said the light is.
That's right.
And he is the light. So guess what that means? Christ is the what? The laws.
Right.
That's why he said in Hebrews 10 and 4, I come in the volume of the books
That's right.
written of me. All these laws in the beginning, those are the same laws that Jesus was keeping when he walked the earth. You keep a dress on, you be modesty, you humbling yourself. Christ was the most humblest person to ever walk the face of the earth.
Right.
That's why Christ said, I come in the volume of the book. You reading Deuteronomy 22 and 5, but you actually reading about me. I kept the dress code of God. So that's why Jesus said, let your light, let the law shine before men.
Right.
And other spiritual men, when they see that light, they'll recognize it off top.
Right.
Right.
Huh?
People already do.
What makes us spiritual? We
our connection and our fellowship with the Lord.
You already know. Here we go. I'm going to show you something. This is what makes us spiritual. Read that.
Romans chapter 7 and verse 14.
Here goes Paul. He's going to tell us what makes us spiritual.
For we know that the law is spiritual.
What is spiritual?
That the law is spiritual.
What?
The law is spiritual.
When these commandments, when you
can't be so focused on the law.
Oh.
God is spirit. If you get hung up on the law, where do you have time to have a relationship with Him?
Now listen.
You're missing the connection about the spiritual connection. Where does that come in? What about the Holy Spirit?
I'm going to connect.
Where is Holy Spirit?
I'm going to connect.
Holy Spirit is not law. Holy Spirit is spirit.
One thing you're going to realize when you humble yourself down and be retaught again, everything hinges upon the laws of God.
I'm already aware of the laws. I already been taught the laws, and not by man.
You might have been
by
taught
Holy
them.
Spirit.
You might have been taught them, but you're not applying.
Right.
And God don't care what you've been taught. He's worried about your actions.
That's
Now
right.
read that.
John chapter 4 verse 23.
Here we go.
But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father.
If you are a true worshiper of the Father in heaven and Jesus Christ, read on.
And in the true worship of the Father in spirit and in truth.
Spirit and in truth is
Right.
how you worship God.
That's
now
right.
we just read the letters of Paul. What is spiritual? How could you worship God that you cannot see in spirit? What would you have to do? Read it again.
Romans chapter 7 and verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual.
If you worship God in spirit, he says you have to keep my laws, which are going to discipline you from what you think and what you feel, because God is all about discipline.
That's right.
He's disciplined. You know how disciplined he is? He let his chosen people go into slavery, and he never once got off the throne.
Right.
He sat back and watched all the atrocities that happened to the Native Americans, the Hispanics, and the blacks. He watched it from his throne, and he said, I know what you're going through, my children, but I ain't changing, I ain't getting up.
Right.
Because I said it, and I ain't gonna change.
Right.
That's discipline. To watch his people go through what we go through, and he said, you got to go through it because of what you did. That's discipline.
Right.
He said, if you're gonna worship me in spirit, discipline yourself by what the law tells you, because I am disciplined.
Right.
Now I'll go to truth. Psalms 119, 151, because he said, worship me in spirit, which it said the law. I didn't write the Bible. And in truth.
That's right.
Psalms 119, 151.
Psalms chapter 119 verse 151. Thou art near, O Lord.
He's near to us. He's all around you. God and Jesus and the angels are listening right now to what's being recorded. Read.
And all thy commandments are true.
Hold on. God's commandments are what?
And all thy commandments are true.
The laws and the commandments, one and the same.
That's
It
right.
says, thou shalt not wear what belongs to a man. Thou shalt keep the Sabbath day holy. Thou shalt worship me on the Passover. Back to John 4 and 24.
John chapter 4 verse 24. God is a spirit.
He's a spirit. We can't see him. We can't hug him. He's a spirit. Read.
And they that worship him
If you say you worship God, you worship Christ. Read on.
must worship
Hold on.
him
It's not an option. You must worship him
in spirit
and that goes back to the law,
and in truth.
which goes back to the commandments.
The woman said unto him, I know that Messiah cometh, which is called Christ.
Read on.
When he is come, he will tell us all things.
Like you said, we don't know everything, but the basics that he has given us how to dress, we're gonna do it.
Right.
On the deep stuff that we don't, the parables of Ezekiel and Isaiah and all of that hidden stuff, we don't know yet. We're gonna wait on Christ to come and teach us it. But what we can change right now, we're gonna do it. Because he gave us the laws from Genesis to Revelation.
That's right.
Revelation 22:14 and beliefs. So like I said, sister, with you and your husband, go back to the foundation.
Right.
Forget everything that you think you know and just humble yourself and watch the videos. Flip to it so you can see it with your own eyes. And whatever it say, you'll say, okay, No, you gave me that precept. You gave me that precept. He is reading out the Bible. It does sound kind of rough. I never heard it like that, but he is teaching the Bible.
Right.
Well, I gotta go with God says, what God says to do. Revelation 22:14. How do you make it from here to salvation to enter through the pearly gates?
Revelation chapter 22 in verse 14. Blessed are they.
Who?
Blessed are they
God says you blessed.
that do his commandments.
That what?
That do his commandments.
That's right. No more revelation than chapter 22 because that's the end of the book. So
Right.
You was talking about Thyatira and the 7 churches, chapter 3 and all of that. But in the end of the book, the last chapter, Jesus is telling you, God's telling you, read it again.
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
You are blessed when you do his commandments, and what else?
That they may have right to the tree of life.
You have the right to the tree of life, eternal salvation.
That's right.
Read on.
And may enter in through the gates into the city.
Jesus Christ just told you the entrance into the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
So where's the connection to that verse? Where's the rest of it?
It's right. It's in it.
It's more to it than that.
Look, they don't give them more either. Oh, you want? I'll give you the flip. Here's the flip side if you don't keep the commandments.
How do you keep those commandments and enter into the gates of
No,
life?
read it. I got you. I got you. No, read 14, 22:14.
Revelation.
You'll confuse the people if you don't give them the absolute outline. Because there's something that God looks at that
Exactly
no
right.
man.
You're exactly right. Here we go.
Revelation chapter 22 in verse 14. Blessed are they that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gate into the city.
You can go into the city, New Jerusalem. Read on.
For without
Outside the city, outside the gates.
are,
Don't do that. Read.
are dogs and sorcerers
Are those that all caught up in what's that thing called? Witchcraft and voodoo and horoscopes. I'm a Capricorn. Go ahead.
and whoremongers
And you man to man, woman to woman, sleeping around, breaking the laws of marriage. Go ahead.
and murderers
If you're a murderer, you hate your brother, you actually put people to death, you never repent from it. Read on.
and idolaters.
And those that worship white Jesus serve Jesus whenever they want to.
Bring it in.
Okay? Read on.
And whosoever loveth and make it a lie.
God says those that make lies that ain't according to this truth, you're going to be outside the kingdom.
That's right.
Death and destruction. So how do you apply it? 2 Chronicles 7:14.
Right up.
Last clip. How do you apply it? Very good question. Very good question. This is what takes place.
2 Chronicles chapter 7 and verse 14.
This is how you get from there to here. Read that.
If my people,
If who?
if my people,
Sister, you an Israelite from the tribe of Zebulun.
That's right.
what God calls you. Read on.
which are called by my name,
God says you got my name on you. Read.
shall humble,
Hold on. They got what?
shall humble themselves,
This is what you got to do to perform the commandments. You got to do what?
shall humble themselves
Do what?
and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways.
God says you better humble yourself when you hear the word. Turn from your wicked ways. Turn from your sins. That is how you are going to apply the commandments here on the physical to be able to get to that side of the spiritual.
That's right.
You have to do it here. He has to trust you here before he can send you there.
It's vice versa. He deals with the spirit before anything else outside. He changes you from the inside out, not the outside in.
Huh? You're right. You're exactly right.
So the
Now
goal
listen,
is the last thing you do.
to change what's inside of you, you got to do this. 19:7.
Psalms chapter 19 in verse 7. Bring it out.
Give me some Creole, man.
There we go.
The law of the Lord.
Oh, the what?
The law of the Lord.
What?
The law of the Lord is perfect.
There's nothing wrong with it. You
Right.
cannot find a fault in it. Hold on.
Converting.
Hold on. The law is going to do what?
Converting.
Hold on. The law is going to convert. If I convert something, I'm actually doing what to it? I'm changing it.
Right.
The law of God converts, changes what?
The soul.
The what?
The soul.
You said, how do I change the soul? You got to keep what? Read
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
It don't get no plainer than that, sister.
think
If
I
you want
ever
to
said
change,
anything against
if
that.
you want to change from the inside to be able to do what God requires on the outside, you gotta keep the laws of God.
That's right.
There will be no change if you do not apply the laws of God and humble yourself.
Right.
Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.